Hello, my lovely viewers. Welcome again to Mathematics and I. It is your favorite presenter, Jeff Nino. And in this video, we are going to begin mathematics again from the scratch. Now, most of us, we don't have the ability to understand the complex problems which we are solving. This is because you don't have the basic understanding about mathematics. So from this part of our video segment, we are going to be teaching the foundations of mathematics. And the first thing we have today are the types of numbers. Now, we all know what numbers are because we use it in our day-to-day activities. Some of our contacts are made up of numbers, our account details are made up of numbers, you understand? But do you really know the types of numbers that we have? Okay, now we have 7 types of numbers that we are going to be discussing. I will be very brief and try to be explanatory so you would understand better. Okay, the first number we have on the board, they are called natural numbers. Now, when you hear the word natural numbers, what comes to your mind? Now, natural numbers are positive numbers apart from 0. 0 is not a natural number. So what are natural numbers then? They include 1, 2, 3, to n. Now, the symbol, the big letter N represents natural numbers. It represents what? Natural numbers. So don't forget, natural numbers are positive numbers, okay, apart from 0. 0 is not included. So it means if I should write -4, 0, 4, 1, and then I ask what are the natural numbers here? Natural numbers are simply 1 and 4. 0 is not a natural number and -4 is not a natural number. Okay, next. Let us go to the next number, which is the whole number. Now, we can say whole numbers are natural numbers including 0. Okay, they are natural numbers, but now there is now a 0 included. If I should write 0, 1, 2, 3, in this form, this is known as a whole number. Okay, because why? 0 is included. But if I should say from this point down to this point, this is only a natural number. But if I should take from O, okay, down to this point, it becomes a whole number. So that is the difference between a natural number and a whole number. It is as simple as that. Okay, the next number we have now are integers. Now, when you say integers, what do you know or what do you mean by integers? Now, integers are whole numbers, but also consist of negative numbers. So, if I should say -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, all of these together are called integers. Okay, they are called what? Integers. But from 1 to 4 are called natural numbers. From 0 to 4 are called whole numbers. While from -4 to 4 are called what? Integers. So you see the difference between a natural number, a whole number, and an integer. Okay, so if I should write a question, -4, 0, and 2, and I ask a question, which of these is an integer? The answer is all of it. All of it are integers. Okay, but if I should ask which of these are whole numbers, the whole numbers are 0 and 2 because whole numbers are not negative. Okay, and then when I should ask which of these is a natural number, my answer is only 2 because natural numbers are positive numbers apart from 0. Please don't forget this. Okay, let's go to the next one, which are called rational numbers. Now, before I will explain what rational numbers are, from the word rational, it has ratio in it. Okay, from the word rational, you will see ratio in it. And what does the word ratio mean? If you have x ratio y, it simply means x over y. So what does that tell you? It means rational numbers are numbers that can be written in the form of a fraction. Okay, where x and y are both integers, okay, x are integers, y are also integers. Remember we said integers are either negative 0 or positive numbers. Don't forget that. And then, but your y must not be equal to 0. It must not be equal to 0. So good examples of rational numbers include 1 over 2. Okay, 3 over 5, etc. These are rational numbers. Like I said, rational numbers are written in the form of a fraction where the numerator and the denominator are integers, and then the denominator is not equal to 0. Good. And the next one we have on our list are irrational numbers. As the name implies, irrational numbers are numbers that are not rational. From the word irrational, they are not rational. So what does that mean? It means they can be written in a fractional form, but rather they can be written in form of decimals. Now the question is, why do you think they can be written in rational form? It is because most of the answers that you get when you divide it, they have a recurring decimal what answers. For example, you have 22 over 7, because most of you will say 22 over 7, which is the value for pi, okay? 22 over 7 is rational because they both consist of what is it called? Integers, all right? And the denominator is not equal to 0. But the fact is this, if you should divide 22 by 7, it will give us 3.142. You know, the numbers they are reoccurring and reoccurring, you understand, without a terminal end. So because this does not have a terminal, okay, in the end part of the reoccurring decimals, it falls under the category of what? Irrational numbers. So another example of irrational numbers include root 8, root 6, they can be written in the form of, a fraction. Alright, so those are irrational numbers. And another type of numbers which we are going to be discussing now are referred to as the complex numbers. Now, what do you understand by the word complex numbers? Now, complex numbers consist of real numbers and imaginary numbers. They consist of real numbers and imaginary numbers. Okay, now let us see. When you say real numbers, for example, the complex numbers can be written in the form z is equal to a plus ib. Okay, now where a here are real numbers, they are real numbers. B also are called real numbers as well. But IB together, right? IB together are referred to as imaginary numbers. Imaginary numbers. Okay, now A is a real number, B is a real number, but IB together is known as what? An imaginary what? Number. So now, for instance, the A part of it is referred to as the real Z. Again, is referred to as the real Z. Okay, and the B part of it is referred to as the imaginary, because of the I, is referred to as the imaginary B, or the imaginary Z, sorry. The imaginary Z. So this is how complex numbers looks like. The combination or the sum of what? A real number and an imaginary number together. That is a complex number. Alright. And then the last number we have is real number. What are real numbers? You see, everything that we have discussed from natural numbers to irrational numbers, they are all what? Real numbers. So you see, at the end of this class, you have been able to differentiate between natural and whole and integers and real numbers and all of it all together. So before I say goodbye for today, I want to bring some sets of numbers, and then we are going to tell which is natural, which is real, and all of that. So if I should have something like this, okay, 1 over 2, if I have root 3, if I have minus 4, if I have 0, if I have 8, if I have, okay, 2 plus 4i, okay, and so on and so forth. You will know that, first of all, this is And what? This is a complex number because it has an imaginary number in it. Okay, and 8 can be what? 8 can be natural numbers because it is what? Positive. And also 8 can also be a whole number. Alright, 8 can also be a whole number. But 0 is not a natural number. Okay, we said 0 begins from 1. Sorry, natural number begins from 1. So 0 is not a natural number, but 0 is actually a whole number. Now, -4 is not a natural number because natural numbers are positive. So -4 are what? Integers. Okay, -4 is not also a whole number. -4 are what? Integers. Now, root 3 we said are what? Irrational numbers. 1/2 are rational numbers. So I believe you will be able to tell the type of number when you see 1 and what it falls under. So class, we have come to the end of today's class. I hope you understood what we did. Till we meet again in our next class. If this is your first time joining us, please don't forget to subscribe and also don't forget to share our videos. Bye for now.